Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Tales of Vesperia and we are in Yormgen, the town mentioned in our search for where I can get a key to the box we got from the dead captain on a ghost ship. Yes, we've been through a lot already, but it's nice to see that we're making progress at some point, and we only explored the front of this town, so let's go do the rest as well.
So after all we went through to cross the desert, we can't meet Pharaoh.
And after you've all risked your lives to help me.
Maybe it's better that we didn't find him after all.
Yeah, if we had to fight him now, we probably wouldn't make it out.
Think about it though, Pharaoh can fly. He's free to be pretty much anywhere at any time. Tracking him down will be a tall order unless he's got a lair somewhere in the area.
No one's saying that meeting him will be impossible.
We might get some information if we ask around in the town.
You're right. Thank you, both of you.
Well, we just have to figure out where it makes its home, and then try to meet it. Just not with the mindset of trying to attack it. My father died very suddenly, and I found myself governing this village, but it isn't going well at all. I don't know what I would do without the sage's help. The sage? Well, he lives in a large mansion. I wonder who that is. Since that's the larger mansion, let's do that last. Well, this town is currently facing a terrible crisis, the threat of a giant monster attack. Everyone says we can accomplish anything with the sage on our side, but is it alright to believe that? This place is peaceful, nobody here really knows the value of doubt. I don't want to speak ill of the sage either, but anything can happen, right?
This town's weird. It's in the middle of the desert, but look at all the plants.
It sort of reminds me of Mantake.
Yeah, but there is something different.
Really?
There may be more here than meets the eye. Maybe the truth is hidden away.
Leave it to Judith to put things into perspective.
The better the intuition, the more you see.
Hey, I have intuition.
Ooh, those two felt attacked by that. Well, you came across the sea? You must be so tired. You've been on a ship for a long time, yes? What? No. Blastia? What's that? A buffet? Is it something you eat? Yeah, this town really is weird. I wonder why. Are you people from somewhere else? Isn't it pretty here with all the flowers blooming? That it definitely is. Well, thank you so much for saving us. I want to hurry back to Mantake to see the kids. Oh, the kids must be worried. If only they didn't come looking for us. Well, we did our best to try and stop them.
That box.
Do you know something about this box?
Launchy had it. Where did you get it?
On a ship called the Atherum, my lovely lady. Have you heard of it?
Of course. You know about the Atherum too?
Yes. We happened to come across it on the ocean.
Did you see Launchy?
And Launchy would be...
Oh, Launchy is my love. I'm sorry to suddenly get so personal.
Okay, and things just went from weird to even weirder. Cause they did say that it was about 1,000 years ago, right? How can there be someone on that ship that's her love if she's still alive?
Your love. Damn it. Hey, Carol. Your turn.
You're hopeless. All that we saw was, the ship itself. Oh, I see.
Could I ask your name?
Oh, my name is Yuafan.
That's the name that was in the diary we found on the Atherum. Perhaps she's a descendant with the same name?
Do you know about the clear seal crystal?
They say it has the power to drive back monsters.
The sage said it was necessary to make a barrier around the town. Is that what's in the box?
Yes, we came to deliver this box to you.
I see.
Hey,
She has the key.
is that the key?
It is.
Could I have the box? Wow, is this the clear seal crystal?
Wow, that's beautiful and huge at the same time.
Looks like it.
It's so sparkly and glittery. A treasure even more beautiful than sea sparkles blooming on the surface of the ocean.
So who's that sage you were talking about earlier?
The sage is a great Critian who came to our town from across the desert.
A Critian?
Well, creating a barrier is basically creating a blastia.
Blastia? But we can make blastia with current technology, right?
There are people who do. You saw the blastia at Emmett Hill in Kerbakram. But I don't think that sage guy is the one who made those blastia with messed up formulas.
I'm sorry. I don't really understand.
But the sage said that the clear CL crystal was needed to create the barrier. So Longchi set out to look for it. It's been 3 years since he left.
No, it's been 1,000 years since he left.
3 years, huh? You must be worried.
Wait, this sounds weird.
Yeah, the stories don't match up.
You'd think she could have miscounted by 1,000 years?
How old is she anyway?
The same thing could have happened 3 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, probably.
Well, I have seen stories, like the stories about Roanoke and stuff, that the people say lived like 1,000 years ago and suddenly got stuck in time or something like that. I don't know. I know the story, but I've heard it somewhere about a village stuck in time. Maybe this is that kind of situation? That the moment he left, this town never progressed, or really, really slowly. That's why only 3 years passed for them, but 1,000 on the ship.
They say that history repeats itself, but who really knows?
Is that sage in this town? Where does he live?
Oh, yes. He lives in the house farthest into the town.
I think it might be faster if we went to talk to the sage.
Yeah, he might know what's going on.
Yes, maybe so.
If you're going there, could you take the clear CL crystal to the sage for me?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go.
The clear seal crystal. Ah, which we got the box back too. It was a really nice box. Oh, by the way, did you happen to see Longchi? I always think of him. I want to see him. A simple tent. Roof. If you have a question, you should ask the sage. You can really depend on him. Our current mayor is too young and unreliable.
Yormgen and Mantic are totally different. It's much cooler here. Maybe it's the ocean.
The ocean is very nice, yeah? It's a beautiful place, too.
But it seems boring. I wonder what the folks here do for fun.
I kind of like it. This kind of calm, quiet village suits me. I can't stand loud people.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, old man.
She was talking about the town, not about me.
Maybe.
Do you really hate me that much?
Hate is a big word. Annoying would probably come a bit closer than that. Because it's really hard to hate somebody when you're traveling so much with them. Ooh, if you look in the far distance, there's another house there too. You're a stranger. I can't talk to strangers. Meow? Alright, let's get inside.
Excuse me.
It's the Duke? He's the sage? No, they said it was a Critian. He's definitely not a Critian. He isn't, right?
Hey, that's...
Okay, now I'm doubting. We'll see.
You're...
Who exactly?
We've run into each other a couple times.
You? How have you come to this place?
What do you mean, how? We walked. As in, across the desert.
I see. And yet, how did you... No matter. For what reason have you come?
We're a little curious about this.
This must have cost you dearly to obtain.
Actually, it just sort of landed in our lap.
That was quite a miracle.
You're planning on making a barrier blastia, aren't you? You're free to go pretending you're a sage. But forget about making any blastia. Who would even consider building a barrier blastia with something that's so obviously not a core?
But it is a solid mass of air. It simply lacks an inscribed formula.
Lacks an inscribed formula? What do you mean?
They are most commonly known as apatheia, of which the clear CL crystal is one example.
So this is an apatheia?
That the treasure you've been looking for, old man?
Also, I am not the sage.
Huh?
Yeah, because he doesn't look like a Critian, does he? No pointy ears.
No such being exists any longer.
That's a problem. We'll need to get that back from you in that case.
Neither I nor humanity have a need for such a thing.
Whoa! What are you doing? Hold on a sec!
It's the same phenomenon we saw at Cave Mock!
Oh, man. Just when I found one.
The apatheia bring only chaos to humanity. They are better off returned to air.
Return to air? Is that really all you did just now?
That's still no reason to go smashing other people's things.
What kind of a person treats treasure so poorly?
A person with a very solid reason. We just don't know that reason yet. I personally think, and I've said the theory before when we met him at the forest, I think he's there to balance things out, like disturbances in air, and balance it like they should be. Return nature back to what it's supposed to be. And he's doing the same thing here with the sealstone.
Wasn't the clear CL crystal, the apatheia, needed to save this town from the monsters?
This town has no use for a barrier, and no need to be saved. This place has been granted everlasting calm.
Come to mention it, it is pretty quiet here.
But still, there are monsters like Pharaoh nearby.
How do you know of Pharaoh?
I'd ask you the same thing. You seem to know about him yourself.
Please, tell us what you know. Pharaoh referred to me as a poison.
I see.
You know something, don't you?
There is a being in this world who possesses a power the Endelichea despise.
You mean...
This being is known as the Child of the Full Moon.
Could she be it?
Child of the Full Moon. Like in the legend. By Endelichea, you mean Pharaoh?
Yeah. And I just realized, and I know this is crazy because I've been away for a while between the episode that Estelle got mentioned to be an insipid poison, and when we saw the creature in the cave, they're two different creatures, aren't they? The one we saw at Dancrest, that was Pharaoh, and this is another one. But the one we saw here and the one that saves in the desert, it is the same kind of creature as Pharaoh is, isn't it? Just a different one. Just a realization.
That is correct.
But what would the Endelichea have against me? Against a Child of the Full Moon? What is this power the Child of the Full Moon possesses that they despise?
That answer lies only within the hearts of the Endelichea themselves.
Which means I've got no choice but to find Pharaoh and ask him myself.
Do not be foolish. Meeting Pharaoh would end only in the death of the Child of the Full Moon.
But...
Estelle, give it a rest. Hey, Regay, Jaeger from Ruinsgate talked about the Endelichea earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, and now I've seen it more clearly. Reggae and Jaeger, one is the reverse of the other. It's the same thing as we had with the Trails in the Sky. A name as clearly as it is in front of your face, and you just don't see it. And now, yeah, Reggae, turn it around, Jaeger. Yeah, I'm still baffled by that a little bit.
Something about them being the ancient race that built Nordopolica.
So Pharaoh built Nordopolica? That doesn't seem possible.
Take your leave. There's nothing more for you here.
Wait, there's something I want to ask you too. What were you doing at that Air Krene? Just who are you? What is that sword of yours?
Those matters exceed your comprehension. Do not ask of them again. Go. I have nothing more to say.
Where do you get off?
Rita.
Duke may have been the one that saved us in the desert.
I don't think so. It's definitely that creature.
Maybe.
I'm gonna go and thank him.
Hold up. He doesn't seem the type to do something like that.
You don't think so?
Just a hunch. You said that child of the full moon he mentioned was the sister of brave Vesperia, right?
Yeah. Goddess who bathes this world in her golden light, you are named Child of the Full Moon. Your brother, brave Vesperia, watches over us from the skies. You remain bound to your mother, the Earth, and will shelter her with your unceasing protection.
If Estelle would be the child of the moon, it is very on point that the guild is called Brave Vesperia and is unceasingly protecting her.
Is there like a hidden meaning in there?
I'm not sure, but maybe it's more than just an old legend.
Remaining to protect the Earth, huh?
Could protecting the Earth have anything to do with ruling over this world?
You mean like becoming the Emperor? If Estelle is the child of the full moon, that would add up.
Which means all the previous emperors would have been on Pharaoh's hit list.
I've never heard of anything like that.
This all sounds pretty complicated.
Yeah, I suppose it might be a bit too complicated for you, Patty.
It's too complicated for you too, old man.
Rita can explain it to you later.
Me?
Shouldn't we be thinking more about what to do next?
I'm gonna stay here. There are things I've got to investigate.
Investigate?
Clear seal crystals, apatheia, all kinds of things. Honestly, I have a few bones to pick with Mr. Warm and Fuzzy over there. If you're all going back, we'll have to say our goodbyes here.
But...
Oh, that's too bad. I don't imagine the desert will be much fun on your own, but good luck.
Oh, that's right. I can't go anywhere without crossing that desert.
We can afford to take a load off while she's checking things out, can't we? I'm pretty interested in apatheia myself.
If we're going back into the desert, we need to take time to prepare. We don't want to keel over again.
That's true. How about we leave tomorrow? Rita, one day should be enough, right?
Shouldn't be a problem. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay then, we'll meet up near the exit tomorrow morning.
I wonder, now that we know how to cross the desert, can we not go over the map instead of actually going through it? Because doing that every single time is going to be a long trip.
Right. See you then.
Parted with everyone. Burp. Oh, yes, go away.
I have nothing left to say to you.
You're not gonna follow him?
What's the point? He's not gonna talk to me.
So this was a complete waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Apatheia?
When the air crane went berserk, Jaeger was carrying this box. This box was what messed up my magic.
You think the apatheia is what's causing the air crane to go out of control?
Judging from the evidence, it could be a valid hypothesis.
So when the Blastia and Heliord was going out of control, you think there was apatheia nearby? And the air crane and cave mock too?
There may have been. Otherwise, maybe the apatheia has been damaging the whole world's air crane little by little. And a large distortion just happened to appear then.
I see.
It's really nothing more than a guess, but it could be right.
You don't sound very sure of yourself.
Well, it sounds like a theory that she still has to prove herself, but hey, it's a theory.
In science, you continually make hypotheses, then test them, and you get closer and closer to the truth. That's how it is. Well, okay. Maybe I can do something with this after all.
What are you gonna do now?
The next step after a hypothesis is testing it.
Alright, then we're going into the testing phase. No, not now. I'll lose my concentration. I wonder what she's doing though. A really old key. Doesn't look like it would open. Well, we'll leave Rita alone for now. She can come to us when she's ready. Oh, the truth is, the village's faith in me has been wavering because of the sage's help. I'm not sure whether to be grateful or perturbed, but it's a strange feeling.
Hey, old man. You can feel free to go on ahead and order Polika.
Hey there, youngin'. What? You want to get rid of me so soon?
Wrong. I just wouldn't want you to miss the new moon and your chance to deliver the letter all on our account.
Honestly, I could do fine without your concern.
Wrong again. If brave Vesperia gets in the way of Altosk's work, we'll be apologizing to the Dawn for an eternity.
What? You're too young to bother yourself with such fluff.
It's a matter of brave Vesperia being trustworthy. You see what I mean?
We've still got time left until the new moon. We'll be fine.
You sure?
Anyway, ain't about to go back through the desert and that cave myself. If I got killed by some monster on the way there, not only would the letter not get delivered.
Yeah, we need our boat to be here, and then we can travel over the sea all the way back to North Polika.
But brave Vesperia certainly wouldn't look very trustworthy to potential clients then, would they?
In that case, we collect your bones and the letter and deliver them as promised.
Oh, how kind of... Wait, hey!
Anyway, just as long as you won't go blaming me if you don't manage to deliver it on time.
No problem.
Yeah, cause Raven never complains. Oh, don't be so cold. I may be old, but I'm a very sensitive guy. Oh, say, have you ever been to the Colosseum? They say the atmosphere there is like a banquet of madness. Is it true? What? You actually fought in the Colosseum? Oh, I can't believe you stepped out in one piece. Looks certainly can be deceiving. What kind of crime did you commit? Ah, a time that the Colosseum was not there for entertainment, but for punishment. Here you people have brought us a clear seal crystal. With the power of the crystal, our village will be safe from any monsters. You're friends with the sage? Well, I didn't know. I was wondering what you had come to do in this rural town. Oh, the sage says she's making a doohickey from some kind of crystal thing. Isn't it amazing? I forgot exactly what he's making, but I don't really remember. But it was definitely amazing. Oh, the desert? Desert like the places that are all sand? You came from a desert. Where is there a desert? Apparently we construct one of these barriers, the monsters will stop coming, but is it really safe? I suppose it must be, the sage said so. Well, will the monster really stay away from us because of a little pebble, like a clear CL crystal? But if they just decide to make things, everything they can, and kill us all? Well, there's always a possibility. Still the same. Oh, even now, I can see Laurenchy's smile. I wonder when he will come home. Ah, even if our town was perfectly safe from monsters, for the chief it would be still a temporary fix. Perhaps we should just make the stage village chief.
We weren't able to find Pharaoh after all.
Yeah, our first job as a guild was an egregious failure.
Hey, we haven't given up yet.
What do you think? Should we go back to Dongrest?
That might be best. But would you be okay with that, Yuri? And what about Estelle?
I'd be fine with it. As for Estelle, I'll leave that answer up to her.
All right.
This sure is a serene little town.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? No guilds, no empire. It's a little strange.
Yeah, but I think it's relaxing.
Yeah, but even so, I prefer Dongrest.
That's how everyone is. Everybody prefers the place where they grew up.
You too, Yuri?
Well, yeah, sure.
But if we're gonna work together in brave Vesperia, we'll have to decide on a single place for our home base.
We could always make someplace new, you know.
Someplace new?
Yeah, you know, everyone thinks of Dawngrest as the Union City, but it's really Altosk City. It could be like that. Brave Vesperia could make its own city.
Brave Vesperia's own city. Yeah, I like that idea.
And the name will also be Brave Vesperia?
Well, either way, we've got a lot of jobs as a guild ahead of us before we can be thinking about things like that.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Nordopolica is Polistrali's city, isn't it?
Yeah, if you think of it that way, Nordopolica's more of a guild city than Dawngrest even.
Yeah, and Bellius rules the city too. Nordopolica, leader of a city, Duce of a guild. Wonder what sort of person Bellius is.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out whenever we get to meet her. The guild town, huh? I wish I could start one. Hey, be careful what you wish for. You never know. Ruff.
So you weren't able to meet Pharaoh after all.
But I learned about some very important things. The Child of the Full Moon, and the Antilocheia.
But the only new thing we learned was what those words mean. As for the reason Pharaoh's trying to kill you, it seems we won't know unless we go and ask him directly.
But you heard what he was saying. If I go to meet Pharaoh, he'll just wipe me out.
It looks like we'll never know the truth then.
After all this, it's like I'm being told that I should just give up.
No, no way.
Maybe...
Huh?
Maybe what I'm trying so hard to figure out isn't really that important to know at all.
What do you mean?
If I'd never met you, Yuri, and I just kept living my life in that castle, I would have lived without ever knowing about the Child of the Full Moon, or the Antilocheia, or any of that. So maybe I could just go on living without knowing why Pharaoh wants me dead.
So you're saying you should just go back to the capital?
I think that's definitely an option.
Well, it's always an option, really.
If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you.
Yuri...
Our contract with you is null and void at this point, after all.
That's true.
It's just, I don't really like hypothetical situations. They're not real life. And I'm not too good at pretending to forget things that I already know. If you can do that, then I don't have any problem with it. But...
Then I can't do that either. But I have no idea what I should do in this sort of situation.
You want to know the truth, but you don't know what to do. That'd be a good summary of your situation, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, she needs to make a decision. I'll think about it. Whether she stays here with Brave Vesperia or if she goes back to the capital. Either is fine, but it has to be her decision.
Would you like a skewer?
Is it any good?
Why don't you try it out? It's my grandfather's secret recipe.
What? But didn't you say you had amnesia?
I know everything there is to know about Eifried. I traveled all over researching about him after all. That's how I figured out Eifried was the one who told me my name was Patty.
Eifried told you your name?
That's my oldest memory. Just remembering that fond look makes me feel all warm inside. I don't know whether he's really my grandfather or not, but I feel that he was such an important person to me that I can't help but think that's who he is.
I see. Still, it might have been smarter to keep that to yourself.
But...
You're used to it, huh?
I don't let small stuff like that bother me.
Crying gets you nowhere, was it?
Nope. It will just slow you down.
But even if you understand that in your head, your emotions aren't necessarily gonna listen.
I'm more patient than a camouflaged stone flounder sitting still in a field of stones.
Oh yeah? But your info broker turned his back on you too.
It's nothing. Things will work out. Tomorrow is another day. What will be, will be. In any case, you need to eat up if you want to cheer up.
This is good.
Didn't I tell ya?
Betty earned the Dry Eyes Dame. How'd you like another skewer? Oh, how about resting after a hard day's work? Would you like to stay for 50 gold a night? Hell yeah, that's a steal. Please come again. We look forward to serving you next time. Make a quick save. Everybody hasn't caught up yet.
Glad you could make it.
Sorry to keep you waiting. You'll be heading back too, right?
Yes. Thanks to your help, we've recovered our strength. We were thinking we'd cross the desert with you all. That is, if you don't mind.
Just make sure you don't go wandering off.
How about us? What's our plan after this?
I'm headed for the Air Crane and the Wizened of Kados. But I am curious about the Entelikeia too.
I have the honored task of delivering this letter here to Belius.
I'd like to meet Belius once myself. I mean, seriously, the Duce. I want to see just what kind of person the leader of the only guild to rival Altosk really is.
Belius?
Yeah. Belius is the Duce of Palestrale, which governs Nordopolica. She's the most important person there.
You're friends with someone that amazing, Carol?
Huh? Friends? Well,
It's Nordopolica for me too. I'm gonna see what Flynn has to say about those knights in Mantake. That's assuming he's still in Nordopolica, of course.
Well, if he hasn't been overthrown or anything like that, and sent to jail.
I want to know why the Entelikeia hate the Child of the Full Moon. Which means I have to meet Pharaoh.
But there's gotta be another way that doesn't involve Pharaoh.
Right. Besides, walking around in the desert just looking for him wouldn't be easy.
Why don't we all head for Nordopolica then? You're only looking to find out the reason you were attacked by the Entelikeia, correct?
Well, that is where it's starting, but I'm pretty sure whatever we're gonna learn there, we want to know more.
Yes?
I imagine Belius could tell you if you met with her.
Why? Because of the connection between the Entelikeia and the Colosseum?
I do remember Jaeger mumbling something about the Entelikeia of Nordopolica.
If we can believe anything he told us.
Well, we'll pass through the Wizened of Kados on the way to see Belius. Good enough?
True enough. All right then, Nordopolica it is.
right. First, let's get back to Mantake.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of traveling.
What about Patty?
If I remember correctly, there were some people in Nordopolica who didn't think too highly of Patty.
I'll be fine, as long as I don't run into any of them. As soon as I'm out in the open sea, everything will be okay.
Then, will you come with us?
Aye, that I will.
Didn't Belius only meet with people on the night of the new moon?
Yeah, we'll have to get a move on if we're going to see her. I'll kick myself if we miss the new moon and have to wait another month.
Reunited with everyone. Yeah, and it's still a long way away from Nordopolica.
I had no idea there were villages in the middle of the sands of Kagor.
I'm impressed they've managed to live here without a barrier to protect them.
They don't even have outer walls. Any monster could destroy this village easy. I don't feel like I could really get a good night's sleep in a place like this.
I do wonder how they handle the danger of wild monsters.
I guess everyone in town is just really strong.
Could you be any more stupid?
No, it does feel like they are protected from monsters by whatever it is. Right. I'm guessing we actually need to travel all the way back. It's not like we can have a shortcut or anything. Ooh. If that's the case, then I'm probably gonna have this over till the next time. Because yes, we need to travel through the desert. Then we need to travel all the way through the cave. And since we already went through it, I might cut it out. But there is a chance there's gonna be scenes in there. And if that's the case, then of course we want you guys to see that.
Alright, here we go. Yay!
Okay. Well, I'm guessing that is the desert. Okay, so we can go through the desert or we can stay on the field. The one thing I wanted, an easier way to travel back. Let's wait till that spider is a bit further away.
Wow, the days just fly by.
What's with you all of a sudden?
Oh, I've just been thinking about how strong we've grown without even realizing it.
That's because we have terrible luck.
What does getting stronger have to do with having bad luck?
We keep running into one mess after another. The Empire, the guilds, everybody hates us. So all this bad luck made us fight, and so we got stronger.
Is that really luck?
It's all right, Carol. As we travel, the winds of luck are little by little turning in our favor.
Exactly. Luck just flies by too, like the wind.
Yuri, you're kind of missing the point.
Yes, but while he's trying to get the point, let's get across the desert. And like I said before, I will travel through the desert myself to, well, fight more monsters for materials and, of course, see whatever treasure we can find. There's a lot to see here, though.
Don't get sloppy.
Yeah, trying to avoid all the fits that I can, but there's still a couple that will hit us here and there. That we are. Yeah, I want to make sure there's nothing here that we can interact with. Ah, come on. Oh, it's just turning around the corner.
I'll make this quick.
Yes, we shall. Alright, no need for an extra tractor beam.
Rest in peace.
Finish that one.
I feel this power inside me.
Ooh, combatir, nice.
Can a clear CL crystal really be used to make a barrier?
If they could, and we had enough, we'd be able to make as many barriers as we wanted.
Then even areas that suffer frequent monster attacks could be assured safety.
Yeah, but if it were possible, wouldn't something like that have happened by now?
Maybe it's best not to get our hopes up about it then.
Ever the realist, I see.
All I'm doing is speculating on the most probable outcome.
Actually, I think that's what being a realist means.
It technically is. There is a point here. Can we enter that? Nope. Back at our desert town.
we're finally here. I've seen enough sand to last me a lifetime.
You're telling me.
Look, there are people outside the town.
Wonder if that means the curfew's been lifted.
Well, I see Kumor, so I'm thinking something else that's terrible is up.
Kumor!
Easy now. Haste makes waste.
Indeed. We need to be cautious here and see what's going on.
Hurry, hurry, all aboard. Let's all enjoy a nice little tour of the desert, shall we?
But while we're gone, the children!
I promise riches to anyone who can bring me the remains of that giant winged monster. Then your children will be able to live in the lap of luxury.
Please, don't make us go!
Stop your whining. I told you vermin to get aboard. Now get moving this instant.
That's just how we were sent into the desert.
Why don't they get on board themselves?
Because they must know just how dangerous this desert is, just like what happened to us.
The giant winged monster must be Pharaoh!
Yeah, but what's he want to capture Pharaoh so bad for?
Big monster, if you can control it, then the world might be yours. It could be something that simple.
Well, what are we gonna do? We can't just stand by and watch, can we?
I don't think it's a good idea to go right now.
I'm afraid that idiot isn't gonna listen to anything a princess would say.
Then what should we do?
Carol, come here a sec.
What? Yeah, I could do that. But I'd need tools. Wait, you mean...
Yes, perhaps this will help.
How convenient.
Oh, what are they planning?
You guys better bail me out if this goes bad.
So you did pick that up?
Well, it was just lying there. I thought it might be useful.
Whatever.
What's he doing?
Now about all we can do is leave it up to the kid.
What is it with these commoners? They're slower than slugs. Get aboard, damn you!
Oh, he's trying to sabotage the cart so it'll break down at the edge of town instead of middle of the desert?
Sir Kumor, everyone is aboard!
Everyone except yourself.
What? Me?
Those who do their jobs slowly will never learn without punishment.
Sir Kumor, please, I beg of you. I have a wife and daughter.
If you'd like to stay here, I'm sure I could arrange for them to go in your place.
Yeah, Kumor is too much being shown off as an evil character. One you're gonna love to hate.
Now be gone with you.
Carol.
Don't worry. That young man is very capable.
There he goes.
What's going on? Who was it that readied this coach? Fix the blasted coach. I will find out who's responsible for this.
I've got to hand it to the little runt.
You did it.
My heart was pounding like a drum.
This won't do anything more than buy us some time, though.
I think it's about all we can do at the moment.
We're still in the middle of our journey after all.
Yeah, Cat and Carol would start crying if we tried to tackle the knights head on.
How about we make ourselves scarce before people start getting too curious?
I suppose we'll be on our way then.
Yeah, I'm sure your kids will be so happy to see you. But there won't always be someone around to save you.
Thank you again for all your help.
Guess we should lay low at the inn for a while.
Well, at least we completed one of our jobs as Brave Vesperia. That's all what I'm thinking right now.
Using your power to terrorize people. There's not a soul in the lower quarter that evil. You've gone too far this time, Kumor.
Yeah, he needs to be set straight. Definitely. Alright, well, we are going to talk to everybody in town. Can we leave? Yes, we can. We are going to rest here in the Oasis before we head over to Nordopolica. Just seeing if we can. But for now, we're gonna leave it here. So I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. As we sleep a night in the desert oasis Montag. See if we can talk to everyone, see if things are different. Maybe even talk to the children of whose parents we saved. And after that, go back through the cave to Nordopolica and see what's gonna happen there. But that's for next time. So for now, bye bye.